Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Friday. Welcome back to Ye Olde Weekly Beauty Chit Chat, the video that I like to upload most Fridays here on my channel, where I share all of the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was loving over the course of the past week. Hope you guys had a really great Christmas. I feel like the week between Christmas and New Year's is always kind of a bizarre time. Anyway, I'm sick. I'm actually quite sick. I should probably still be in bed, but I was in bed all day yesterday and I can't do it. I don't know. I feel like Craig is really good. Like when he gets sick, like he can stay in bed as long as he needs to get better. I can't do it. I don't know if it's the fact that I have ADHD at this point in life, but I cannot just lay in my bed all day. I did it yesterday because I felt like my body needed it, but it was miserable. So this morning, I'm starting to feel just a touch better. So I got up and took a shower, and that helped me feel a lot better. Anyway, that I might sound kind of funny. I feel like it's mostly like a head cold, like in my sinuses. My mom actually, I think, brought this down when she came down for Christmas. Super bummed because my mom, like, she didn't realize she was sick. Like, otherwise she would have never, like, even showed up on the 22nd. But she got here, and the evening of the 22nd, she started feeling kind of punky. And then the morning of the 23rd, she was like, I am not well. I think I'm gonna go home. I don't want to get you guys sick. And it just, like, broke my heart because my mom spent Christmas all by herself, alone at our house. She did have her dog Wolfie to keep her company, but she did not want to spread this at all. Unfortunately, before she left, I always hug my mom and, like, we're very close. So I think in the process of me, like, hugging her, I somehow managed to pick up this delightful situation that she had. So anyway, I'm not staying in bed today. I can't do it. I'm not like working, but I'm just trying to do some things here and there that are just going to bring me a little bit of joy and happiness. And filming is an easy thing for me to do. I've got my mug of tea here, so I think we can get through it, guys. So let's do it. I did have some definite beauty faves before I got sick on Wednesday night, so I thought I'd go ahead and share those. I will list and link everything in the description box down below as well if you want to know where to purchase these things, read up on other people's reviews, ingredient decks, price points, all of that fun jazz. Check it out. She's a plethora of information. So where do we start? We're gonna start with perfume, which honestly right now I can't really smell super well. I feel super congested. Like I still have a sense of taste, but my sense of smell is a little bit dulled. But I tell you what, even though my sense of smell is quite dulled right now, I can still smell this one. At least the caramel note in this one is coming through quite strong to my nose even now, which is super impressive because I don't even have any home fragrance going right now because I can't really smell it, so it just seems pointless to me. But man, this one is, if you are looking for a new fragrance for the new year and you like vanillas, if you like a touch of caramel, if you like that kind of warm, cozy ambered vanilla type vibe, you gotta check out Skylar. I will say the longevity on the Skylar fragrances isn't the best. It's not awful, but it's not as good as some of my other fragrances. But that being said, some of these scents I have not been able to find anywhere else, so it makes the reapplication worth it for me. So Vanilla Sky is one I would definitely say is worth checking out. And I was also sporting this. I think I actually wore this on Christmas Day, which is not, this is not a Christmas or like even wintry type of scent at all. This is their Boardwalk Delight, which is one of their newer scents that came out this year. You guys, I can't really smell it right now, but I know it smells like beautiful cotton candy. And I just love this one. I mean, as much as I've gone through this one, like this really says a lot because I picked this up like a few months ago at most, and I have reached for it multiple times since. The reapplication is a little bit of like, meh, but that being said, this is a great cotton candy scent. If you like that sweet, very feminine, very girly type of scent, like this is the type of fragrance that my daughter Stella really loves. Like it just smells basically like candy, cotton candy specifically. So anyway, I love both of these Skylar fragrances, and this is what I was wearing for most of this week before things just went haywire. So Anyway, there's that. Let's do a couple of skincare. First of all, I busted out this. This is the Dermatology Physical Tinted Moisturizer SPF 44. This, I actually finished one of these earlier in the year. This is one of the, I think Dermatology released this year. Anyway, I finished my first bottle of it, and then after I finished it, I was like, I did really like that. You guys know my holy grail is this one right here, the Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30. But I really do like the glow of this one, especially it turns out in the winter months. Normally people, you know, want to be kind of glowy during the summer months. Not me. That's when I prefer to be matte, because that is when my oil production ramps up. I don't need help getting a natural glow. Like, my body just, she's on point for that. But during the winter months, I feel like a little bit of a glow is actually a little bit more desired for me personally. And this, it has like a really nice tint to it. It's a great tint for my skin tone. It gives almost like a little bit of coverage, but then I go over it just with, you know, my Laura Geller Balance and Brighten, and then my setting powder from Laura Geller. And that's all that I did on my face today, and a little bit of blush because I was like, I need to look a little more alive. I really like this. I think it does give my skin just a little bit more of a glow. It doesn't make me look quite as sickly as I am feeling. So this, by the way, is zinc oxide as well as titanium dioxide. It's great. If you're looking for something different than Paula's Choice, like if you like to switch it up with your SPFs, but you struggle finding them like I do, at least ones that work well with an oily skin type, I can tell you that one works quite well for me. You can kill the shine if you don't want it. Just put a little bit of translucent powder over top, but it actually provides like a decent amount of coverage. I would say it's definitely like a light coverage, but it covers like my face, my skin just a little bit. So anyway, this has never made me break out. It doesn't clog my pores. It just feels really nice on the skin. And like I said, the glow for this time of year, fabulous, especially when I'm not feeling super great. So hold on one second here. Oh man, I love peppermint tea. I don't love the smell of peppermint. Like, I don't want it in home fragrance, but I love peppermint tea. That is what I am sucking on. It's the Stash, what is it, the Moroccan mint? That's, I think, my favorite mint tea. Anyway, let's go to the Peach Slices Redness Relief Azelaic Acid Serum. Now, I did mention this either last week or the week before. I am trying this instead of the Paula's Choice Azelaic Acid, which I actually really love the texture of a little bit more than this. But I wanted to find a more affordable option to recommend to you guys, because the Paula's Choice one is, I think that's in like the $39 range. So a little bit more spendy. I think it's actually on sale right now at Paula's Choice. So I'll link the Paula's Choice one down below as well. But this is still going to be less expensive. This is from the Peach Slices brand, and this is actually on the drugstore side of Ulta, so you can use your Ulta coupons on these. But I do really think that in terms of the results that I'm getting here, which is, you know, I'm mainly trying to keep my melasma at bay, I think this has actually been working quite well for that. So, I mean, in terms of results, I'm getting them. I think the texture of this is just a little bit, like, it's a little bit more liquidy, and I like the thicker texture of the Paula's Choice. But if you're not big on like the textural differences, you're gonna save some money with this one, and it's quite soothing. Azelaic acid is actually quite good for reducing redness as well in the skin. So if you deal with rosacea, this is definitely something that is worth checking out. My mom actually, I feel like the older she gets, the more I see like rosacea in her skin acting up. So I think I'm gonna buy her some of this Peach Slices stuff and see how that works for her. Now, convincing her to use it, I think, will be like a whole another, you know, can of worms, but I think I can do it. My mom could not be more polar opposite from me when it comes to like obsessing about beauty products. In fact, for Christmas, I went ham and bought her like several $100s worth of hair care stuff, because she always like, she just goes for like the most inexpensive, but it's just not really great for her fine, thin, naturally gray hair. I get my gray hair from my mama and my oma. All of us just get gray hair really early in life. And a lot of what I was finding in her shower were just things that were just not suited for her hair type. Things that, like, she tried to buy like moisturizing products, but it was like moisturizing products for people with like thick, coarse, curly hair. And then she was like, my hair is always flat. And I'm like, you're not buying the right stuff. So anyway, I got my mom hooked up with like the goodness. So I hope that like, I hope she's using some of this stuff. My sister-in-law Tanner is a hairdresser, so Tanner is gonna go over there and like run my mom through everything, because I sent Tanner a text after I bought everything and I sent her a picture and I was like, she's not gonna know what to do with this. So if you could just go over there and help her out, that'd be great. So, I don't know if Tanner's had an opportunity to do that yet, but she's amazing. My sister-in-law is an amazing hairstylist. She actually specializes in like fun colors. Like some of her like color work is so beautiful and amazing. And I'm always kind of tempted to like go and like do like a really fun like lavender or purple, or have her put like something fun in my hair. But then I'm like, I don't know. I feel like at 45, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I was doing the purple like a few years ago, so what's the difference now? There isn't a difference. Maybe I should have Tanner dye my hair purple this year. What do you guys think? Let me know. Anyway, speaking of hair, I did bust out this newbie here. So this is from Biolage. Biolage is now cruelty-free, in case you didn't purchase it from them for years because you thought they weren't. They're cruelty-free now, which is great. So this is their Volume Bloom Volume Lift Volumizer Spray for fine thin hair, and this is infused with cotton flower. I didn't know anything about cotton flowers, and did I look anything up about? No. Nope, don't care. All I care is that this is a really great volumizer for me. In fact, I use this in my hair today, and I do think like this is all that I use in my hair. I decided to not use any mousse, just this, and obviously my heat protectant, and then I blow dried it. But like this is a good amount of volume, like without using mousse in my hair, which is like my usual starting point. So I do mousse and a volumizing spray after, you know, doing my minoxidil and my leave-ins and things like that. But this one here is fabulous. Also, it has that incredible, I'm not gonna be able to smell it. I don't know why I'm sticking my nose in this. It has that incredible Biolage like spa scent. Oh, I do love that. I can't wait to smell it again. Hopefully next week. For 2024, I would like my sense of smell back. That's my Christmas wish. Anyway, this is fabulous. If you've been in the market for a new volumizing spray, love this one. Now, this is just a little something that I did. I love this volumizing spray too. This is the Kenra Volumist. This is also a really great one. But what I really liked actually about this particular Volumist was that like it has a really nice fine like distribution. This one doesn't have the best like fine mist to it, but it works, right? Like it's fine, it's okay. This here, however, like the nicest like mist. So I decided to put my minoxidil in here, the liquid minoxidil. Normally I use the foam, but I did buy a box of the Kirkland liquid minoxidil when it was on sale for like $11.99 for 6 bottles. And I figured I could alternate with the foam. I go through the foam a lot faster than I do the liquid bottles. So I figured, you know, maybe we make the foam last a little bit longer. I will say if I use the liquid too many days in a row, I do experience some scalp irritation. There is an ingredient in the liquid minoxidil that is not in the foam that means that you don't get that irritation on your scalp from the foam, which is why I prefer it. But again, I'm trying to save a few dollars where I can, and by just using this a few times a week, alternating it with the foam, I think I'm still getting really great results without much of the scalp irritation. Like I said, if I use this too often, scalp irritation, like it almost immediately appears. Like if I use this 3 days in a row, like my scalp just feels kind of tight and itchy. The second that I don't do that and alternate it with the foam, it goes back to being just fine. So if you're struggling with the liquid, it's probably because your scalp just doesn't like, I don't remember what the name of the ingredient is. There was some dermatologist on YouTube who I like saw in a shorts, and he was like, yeah, this is the thing. There's scalp irritation that can happen. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, I'm not allergic to it. It's just kind of what this ingredient can do. Anyway, moral of the story is the dropper isn't really the best form of application for the minoxidil for me. I just find it to be kind of messy, and it's just hard for me to control. This, man, because of this nice fine mist, I just part my hair and I just do spritz, spritz, spritz. I also feel like I'm using less product that way. And with minoxidil, more isn't necessarily better. Like, you don't need a ton. You need to treat the areas, obviously, that, you know, are experiencing the loss. But I tell you what, minoxidil has been such a game changer for me. That really helped my hair regrow rather quickly, and like there's a ton of new growth that I have. It's still that kind of like finer, thinner, like I think they call it like vellus type of hair, but because I have addressed the underlying issues, well, most of the underlying issues that I have which cause my hair loss, I think that by the time I get on HRT, I might be able to slow down my use with the minoxidil. Now, if you're using minoxidil and you're not addressing if you're using minoxidil and you're not addressing the underlying causes of your hair loss, as soon as you stop the minoxidil, your hair will fall out. Like, that just, I feel like that's common sense, but I feel like also some people are surprised by that. But yeah, you have to figure out what's causing your hair loss. And usually a physician is going to be able to help you with that. Mine helped with mine. I had some blood work done and I found out I was fairly anemic. And by fairly, I mean a lot anemic, which really surprised me, but also didn't at the same time. Once I read into it, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely makes sense that I'm anemic. But yeah, it didn't cross my mind until my doctor was like, but we should check that. Thank goodness she's smarter than me. So yay for doctors, right? Anyway, talk to your doctor if you're experiencing hair loss. You need to figure out what's causing it first. And then you can start throwing the kitchen sink at it like I am, and you'll get the growth. And at some point you'll be able to stop all that stuff, but you need to make sure that you are, you know, maintaining like healthy levels of whatever inside of your body. All right, let's go on to some makeup after another little sippy sip. Oh, it's just so good. I just love it. Anyway, I don't talk much about makeup brushes here. I do my makeup most days, unless I'm really sickly, like yesterday. I didn't do anything yesterday, but I have been using these BK Beauty brushes now for, I think, at least a year. Now, one of them did fall apart on me, but once I saw like how it was glued, I think it was just like a one-off because I've not had any other issues with any of these brushes. By the way, BK Beauty did send these to me a while ago. They're actually a really great brush. If you're not familiar, Lisa J here on YouTube, she's a beauty guru, if you will. Anyway, she started this brand, and this is a really nice brand of brushes. I have really enjoyed these this year. They're synthetic, so they're cruelty-free. I think these two are my favorites out of all of the brushes. There's a couple more that I'm just like, oh, I really like this too, but I think if I had to like repurchase any of the brushes, if I lost these, or I don't know, if Stella walked off with them, I would definitely immediately repurchase the 105, which is what I use for powder foundation. This has a nice thickness to it, but it's not like overly thick to where you're not able to effectively blend the powder foundation into your skin. Like it just, oh, you guys, it glides, you know. And when it comes to, it just feels like a bunny's butt on your face. This brush feels amazing. But yeah, this really helps to kind of work everything into the skin and just makes it look so soft and pretty. It feels good. It just has really great distribution and buffing in properties, I guess you could say. Yeah, this is fantastic. This and the MELANIEP bronzer powder brush are my go-to when it comes to powder foundation brushes. So if you're in the market, I will also link the MELANIEP one, although I feel like that might be discontinued now. I haven't seen that in a whole lot of places anymore. Oddly enough though, I think I saw it at my local Fred Meyer the other day, but I think I tried to link it several months ago and I couldn't find it anywhere online. So if you're near Fred Meyer and your store still has some of these, this is what it looks like. Let's just grab it. Instead of me just looking at it and you going, what does it look like? This is what it looks like. It's their MELANIEP powder bronzer brush. I mean, my thing has rubbed off a little bit here, but this is what it looks like. This is it compared to the BK Beauty. So obviously you're getting a little bit more density with the BK Beauty. I think these are slightly softer bristles than these, But in terms of affordability, this one is more affordable, and yeah, just a little less surface area to work with, but still 2 equally great brushes. Now this one here, the 107, I think is meant to be like a blush brush, but no, I don't use it for that. I use this to contour everything on my face except for the sides of my nose. I actually used another BK Beauty blush brush to contour the sides of my nose, and it's their 206. This is kind of a pinched like eyeshadow brush, but I find that it works really well for blending my nose contour in. So I don't know, if you're not using this one for your eyes, you should get it out for your contour. But this, in terms of like chiseling and, you know, buffing things out, is like, it's soft. It just blends everything so perfectly. These are great brushes. These are great brushes. That's what these are. Oh man, I should probably go back to bed. I'm not going back to bed, you guys. I can't. I'll take it easy, but I'm not going back to bed. I can't live like this. I'm so bored. Okay, eyeshadow palettes. So I was kind of trying to use some affordable makeup the week between Christmas and New Year's. I don't know what got me into that mode, but anyway, I picked out 3 affordable drugstore products that I wanted to wear this week, and all 3 of these are fabulous, you guys. This is the That's Taupe Pressed Powder Palette. It's an eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. I'm sure you've seen this one at your local Ulta and been like, oh, that looks boring. Yeah, but get it. What is it, like $14? This is a great palette. The pigmentation is wonderful. The longevity isn't, I mean, it's a $14 eyeshadow palette, so I don't expect it to last all day. Definitely gets me through most of the day, and I do use an eye primer. An eye primer will take you a lot further with this, I'll just tell you that. You don't have to buy a high-end eye primer, but just prime your lids. You're gonna get more wear out of this. But I really love this thing. It's just great in terms of like some slightly more cool toned neutrals here. And I've put quite a dent in these colors. I would say the Boa, the Pebble Beach, Steady, and then the Cold Blooded and Snake Eyes, the shimmery shades for my lids, have been definite faves. The Bedrock, which is this shade right here, actually works quite well as a liner. I will wet my brush just a little bit with a little MAC Fix Plus, and then just run that over, and it just intensifies that brown just a little bit. But these are great. I mean, super affordable, good palette. I actually think that I'm gonna pick up one of these for Stella. She's kind of been eyeing it a little bit. You guys, my girl is just really getting into the makeup, and it makes me so happy. I never forced her to, just so you guys are aware. Like, I never forced my kid into any like thing. I've always been like of the mindset that like Stella kind of needs to choose her own path and basically use the things that she enjoys, does the things that she enjoys. You know, like she doesn't need me to tell her what to do. Like, she's a pretty smart little girl and she can figure it out. But like this, just the last, like I would say 6 months, probably like right before starting middle school, like girlfriend was like, I'm a fancy lady now. Took her a little while. I thought she was gonna get into it a little sooner just because of how into it I am, and like we're so close and we're always together, but like she just hasn't been into it until like just now. And it makes my mama heart so happy because I'm like, we can share this. Honestly, this is part of the reason why I really wanted a little girl, is like I had my fingers crossed that at some point she would get into all of this like girly stuff, and then we could like go do these things together. Because like my mom and I share a love of crafting together. We share a love of antiquing, and we share a love of going to coffee together. You know, like my mom and I have things that we like bond over, but like she doesn't bond with me over beauty stuff at all. Like she just is like, why are you spending money on that? She just doesn't get it. She has no interest, which is fine because like I said, we have other things. But with Stella, I was always just secretly kind of hoping in the back of my mind that she'd come around to the makeup life, and she has, and I'm so excited. Anyway, this is the Milani blush in Luminoso. Oh my gosh, do you remember when this was like the most popular blush ever? Anyway, got some Luminoso on my cheeks today. She has a really nice kind of peachy, soft shimmer to her. Are you gonna focus? No, you're not. By the way, it's on my middle finger. Oh, there we go. Just a nice little glow. This is the type of blush that just gives you a healthy look to your face. It doesn't accentuate my pores. It just looks pretty. But oddly enough, this is the only Milani blush that I've ever like totally fallen in love with. The other shades I'm not really that into. Is there one that I'm missing out on? I don't know. When I see them like at my local Fred Meyer, I'm like, oh, I should probably try more of these shades because they're a great formula, but the other colors don't speak to me as they're sitting there. So if you have suggestions, let me know. Anyway, both of these lip glosses I was loving earlier this week. One of them is now discontinued, and that's the cherry skimmed. This one here. These are the NYX or NYX This Is Milky glosses. The shades are very similar, so you don't even need the one that's discontinued. The one that is a regular part of the lineup is the Ube Milkshake. I love these. I need to try more of these shades. There's a lot of makeup that I need to go through in terms of especially lip products. That's probably time to like toss them, which always bums me out, but it's definitely very eye-opening for me to see like, you know, what I typically reach for and what just kind of sits there year after year. So I have some tough decisions to make when it comes to throwing out some like older makeup, and lip glosses are one of those things where I'm just like, after like a couple of years, you should probably just, yeah. Anything that can collect and harbor bacteria. So powder products I find are usually, they're very easily disinfected. You can disinfect your cream products as well. It's just a little bit more, I feel like it's more time consuming with cream products. But that being said, yeah, if I'm not reaching for this stuff anyway, and it's several years old already, I should probably just do a little clean out. So we'll get to that when I'm feeling slightly better. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you have an amazing New Year's. I will definitely see you guys back here on January 1st, hopefully looking a little bit more spry with some fun new content for next year. So still gonna be sticking around, at least for the time being, and this just still really makes me happy. I wanna thank you guys for all of the support this year, all of your kind words. It means so much to me, and I just appreciate all of you so much. So thank you for being here, and if you're new, I would love it if you would take the time to subscribe and join me for some 2024 content. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.